Hello, everyone. This is Coach Linda Hillman, and this is Friday's edition of Glimpses of Destiny. Sorry about that. I forgot my speakers were on. I was listening to some calls earlier today. But listen, how is your week going? Is it going good? Well, I'm glad to hear that. Or if it's not going good, what you going to do about it? How you going to change that? I'm going to talk to you today about start with what you have. And I know a lot of people, when we get ready to go embark on something, we get ready to do something, we want to wait till we have everything in a row. We want to wait till we have all the money we need. We want to wait till we have all the resources we need. And I'm here to tell you sometimes you may not have the resources. Sometimes you may not have the money. You may not have the people and the support that you need. But you got to start with what you have. Today we're going to be reading from Mark the 6th chapter, verses 35 through 42, and I'm going to read those to you. Because I just think that we need to see this. We need to understand this. It says, late in the afternoon, his disciples came to him and said, "There is a remote place, and it is already getting late. Send the crowd." I'm sorry. Obviously, people don't know that I'm online. Okay, sorry about that. This is a remote place, and it's already getting late. Send the crowds away so they can go to the nearby farms and villages and buy something to eat. But Jesus said, "You feed them." With what? They asked. We'd have to work for months to earn enough money to buy food for all of these people. "How much bread do you have?" he asked, talking about Jesus. "Go and find out." They came back and reported, "We have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish." Then Jesus told the disciples to have the people sit in groups on the green grass. So they sat down in groups of 50 or 100. Jesus took the 5 loaves and 2 fish, looked up towards heaven, and blessed them. Then, breaking the loaves into pieces, he kept giving the bread to the disciples so they could distribute it to the people. He also divided the fish for everyone to share. They all ate as much as they wanted. Now, what this is really telling me is that God doesn't care what you got in your hand. We say that cliche, little is much when you place it in the master's hands, but we don't believe that, because when he tells us to start a business with no money in the bank, we go and get a job and try to save up the money so we can start the business. That's what the disciples wanted to do, and I guess that's a natural reaction. It really is. So don't beat yourself up for it. It's just like it's a natural reaction to feel fear. But you gotta see it, feel it, experience it, and do it anyway. So do the same thing with starting your dream, walking in your destiny. You feel it, you see it, you experience it, but do it anyway. Okay, I started my company. I told you on a couple of episodes ago, I started my company with no money in the bank. Anybody else in their right mind would have been like, you know what, let me go out and get a job. I was in full-time ministry, not getting a paycheck. But God told me in 2007, going full-time ministry. I came off of a good paying job, went into full-time ministry, didn't know where I was going to get money from, but God was my supplier. He was my provider. And then in 2009, kind of just barely skipping along, he said, start a business. It's crazy. But what do you have in your hands? So let's talk about, what do you have in your hands? Let's talk about it. Because I think some of you, you're thinking that I gotta wait till everything is okay. I gotta wait till I got all of this support and all these following and this and that. That's gonna come, but you gotta start something. Show people what you got, what you're working with. It says here, many times your God-given vision is larger than your current circumstances, background, or education. This can cause some people to delay starting out until I'm sorry, I lost my place. Starting out until they get more money, because or become more smarter, or simply get a lucky break. Everything you need to take the first step is already in your hands. Yesterday, we learned about releasing our potential, right? And I told you to grab up into the air and pull things down, because that's substance. You're pulling down the substance. Here again, it's saying that everything that you have, if you reached up and grabbed some stuff yesterday, guess what? Now it's in your hand. Yeah, I set you up there. I set you up. So now you have it in your hand. So everything you need to take the first step is already in your hand. The moon is within your grasp if you are willing to reach for it. Jesus wanted the disciples to feed the crowd in Mark 6. But their attention, understandably, was on what they did not have and the magnitude of the task. Sometimes your dream is going to be huge. It's going to be humongous. It's going to look impossible. Does that ring a bell? But guess what? If you understand the God that you serve, if you understand the universe, if you understand that people have taken life and they've gone in bankrupt, Donald Trump, I don't know how many times he's been bankrupt, but each time he's built his empire back up. So, yeah, you're going to see some things, you're going to fail, you're going to make some wrong decisions, but guess what? It's okay, because you can bounce back, because you got that bounce back ability, because everything that you need to succeed, everything that you need to be exactly what God created you to be exactly who you're destined to be, everything that you need is in your hands. God wouldn't have made it no other way. So stop waiting for someone to hand you something. Stop waiting for that education. I mean, yes, get an education. I'm getting an education. Get your education. Do the things, but don't try to wait until tomorrow to do what you know you are capable of doing today. Maybe that's the problem. You don't know that. So now I'm telling you. Sorry, that's my niece. I'm telling you, you got it in your hands to do it. Don't wait for somebody else. Don't wait. The task is great. Yes, it is. But you have the ability to conquer the task. You have the ability to be exactly whatever that desire is on the inside of you, whether it's to start a business, get in a relationship, start a family, get a promotion, get a raise, mow your lawn, start a hobby, whatever it is, go shopping, whatever it is. Whatever it is, big, small, don't matter. You have what it takes to get it done, okay? So start with what's in your hand. Instead, Jesus asked, what do you have? They only had 5 loaves and 2 fish, but they took it to God in thanksgiving before asking, or excuse me, let me go back. I see what they're saying here. Instead, Jesus asked, what do you have? They only had 5 loaves and 2 fish, but he took it to God in thanksgiving before asking the disciples to share it with the crowd. The result was miraculous. See, the only way you're going to achieve the impossible is to step out and to do something that's going to set you up for the miraculous. The result was a miraculous overflow. Not just enough to get by, a miraculous overflow. See, that's where I want to get to. I want to get to the miraculous overflow. But I can't get it. California Lottery has this statement, and I say it all the time. Sorry, California Lottery, but I say it all the time. You got to be in it to win it. See, some of you guys want to wait to see if somebody is going to give it to you because you think that it's yours and you think that they should just give it to you. Well, it's not going to be handed to you, baby. You're going to have to go after it. You're going to have to make it happen, okay? And guess what? You have everything that you need to make it happen. Yeah, let that sink in. As he did with Moses, God is asking you today, what is in your hand? Evaluate yourself and ask God to reveal the resources, connections, knowledge, talents, gifts, and helpers that he has already assigned to you. The key word there is they're already. That little word, already. We already talked about that in one of my previous posts. They're already assigned to you. They're already there. It's already yours. There's nothing that you can do to block it and stop it, but just sit there and not take it, or not receive it, or not go after it. That's what's going to hinder you. It's not what people say about you. It's not what people do to you. It's what you say and do to yourself. That's what's going to stop you from achieving what you're trying to achieve. That's what's going to stop you from getting that education. That's what's going to stop you from starting that business. That's what's going to mess up your relationship. That's what's going to keep you from having kids. That's what's going to keep you from getting that promotion, that raise, whatever it is. That's what it is. That's what's going to stop you. You. No one else. You can't blame it on nobody else. So stop playing the blame game. Stop saying it was my mama's fault. It was my daddy's fault. It was my sister, my brother, my uncle, my this, that. It don't matter. It's your fault. Okay, I'm just going to be real with you because this is Coach Linda, okay? And if I'm going to coach you and get you out there, sometimes it's got to be tough love. Okay? It's just going to have to be tough love today. All right? Where were we? So they're already assigned to you to help you take that first step. It might not be all you need to get to your destination, but it will surely be enough to start you off. Start where you are and trust God in his awesome power. He will supply all your needs for your successful journey. See, God didn't set you up to be a failure. He did not do that. He didn't do that. He said, I know the plans I have for you, and there are plans to give you hope and a future. He didn't set you up for failure. He didn't set you up to be miserable. Okay? So if that's where you're at, shake yourself and say, why am I in this miserable place when this isn't my end result? This isn't where I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be in debt. I'm not supposed to be broke. I'm not supposed to be looking for things. I'm supposed to have everything because it says that God shall supply your need according to his riches and glory. And you know what? I found out that he got a whole bunch of money. He got a whole bunch of resources just waiting to hand it to you. So what you have to do is say, okay, let me go and claim what is mine. It's already mine. It's already in my hand. It's already given to me. It's already floating in the air around me. It's already mine. Let me go get my stuff. Can't nobody stop you from getting access to your stuff but you. So, you be blessed. You be encouraged. Only those that can see the invisible will achieve the impossible. So, until next week, talk to you soon.